Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Zach, and in today's video, we're gonna tackle something that a lot of you guys have been requesting. We're gonna do a rig walk around on my 2018 Toyota 4Runner, look at the different things that I've done to make it more of an overland rig and a little more capable off-road. So without further ado, let's get into it. First and foremost, I guess we'll talk about the suspension setup. I'm running the King 2.5 coilovers with the remote reservoirs and Total Chaos upper control arms. It's a uniball style. I was running the SPCs for a little bit and it had kind of a traditional ball joint. Really hated the clunkiness of it, and these upper control arms have taken all of that away. So definitely recommend doing something like that. We've got Falcon Wild Peak RTs. I really love the added sidewall protection, tread depth. It's been a really good tire. And then we've got the Method bead grips. I think these are the 308s, I'm not sure, but we're able to run it down about 10 PSI, which is pretty impressive for not being a traditional beadlock. So that's the suspension, wheels, and tires. And we'll check out the front. All right, so we're just gonna kind of work from the underneath of the truck up to the top. Underneath the truck is protected by RCI skid plates, and then I also have the TRD Pro Toyota skid plate in the front. The two kind of have, they kind of mate together, which is nice. So you can use the factory skid plate with the RCI skids. I have a Warn front bumper that also houses the Warn winch. I've got the Zeon 10S with a MaxTrax line. We've had to use it a couple of times, not for me, but we've had to use it a couple of times and it's worked flawlessly. Working our way up above the winch, I have the Rigid E-Series light bar. It's got a flood pattern on each side and then a spot in the middle, super bright. This being an SR5 Toyota 4Runner, I wanted to kind of modernize the front end and give it that TRD Pro look. So of course I put the TRD Pro grill on there. If you have a Toyota 4Runner, especially a 5th gen, you're gonna notice a lot of rock chips along here, especially if you do a lot of dirt roads. So to kind of cover that up and prevent any future chips, I went with the AVS bug shield and kind of like the way it looks. Further back, I've got the Cascadia 4x4 100-watt solar panel, and that is run to the MPPT controller under the hood, which trickle charges my battery. So if we want to listen to music at night or run the fridge, charge some stuff, I don't have to worry about the truck battery dying. Fog lights are also made by Rigid Industries. They're super bright, DOT approved, and they're awesome. They're actually kind of brighter than the headlights. If you have a 4Runner, you'll understand. Moving up to lighting here, I've got the Rigid DSS Pros. Those are the side shooters, do a really awesome job of lighting up the ditches. And they're mounted to the Rago Fab ditch light brackets. I also have the GMRS radio antenna bracket here. This goes to my rugged radio GMRS 45. On this side of the truck, the passenger side, first and foremost, we got the Safari snorkel. I bought this 4Runner used, and this was one of the upgrades that the previous owner had, in addition to the Magnuson supercharger, which I'll show you guys in a little bit. For armor, added armor here, we got the Westcott Designs rock sliders. These are super rugged, and anytime I've hit them, I've just had to sand them down, hit it with a little spray paint, and they look good as new. Right here, this is an attachment made by Sherpa Equipment Company. This is their exterior molly panels, and it mounts to their Crestone roof rack. Right now, I just have a Rotopax mount there for some water. We're out here camping for the weekend, so didn't have to pack too much, but definitely use the water to put the fires out and stuff. Since we're on the topic of racks and molly panels, this is the Sherpa Crestone roof rack. And mounted to it, I have the Rigid Adapt 40-inch bar. I've got MaxTrax, 4 of those, and a Rome Vagabond 10. On the other side, I've got our awning, which I'll show you here in a little bit. This has been an awesome rack, super easy to install. It's been dead quiet when on the road, which I can't say for all the other brands out there, but been a super awesome rack, tons of accessories, so super happy with that. All right, so the back has kind of a lot going on. This is where we spend a lot of our time, and whether we're cooking or just hanging out. Most obvious thing first, I have an American Adventure Labs drawer system. That is the fridge flip and pack, and comes with the table and everything. That flips outward and gives you a lot more usable space. We find ourselves cooking on this and just literally leaving it open all day, just as a place to put our stuff. EcoFlow fridge. This is their Glacier fridge. I've been testing it out this is actually our first trip with it, and been pretty pleased for the most part. There's a few things that I think they'll have to address in maybe future models, but other than that, keeps our stuff cold, and it has a built-in ice machine, which is pretty neat. Check out my Instagram if you want to see that thing working. Got the 4-inch drawer up top paired with a 6-inch drawer below. We kind of use the bottom drawer for all of our kitchen stuff, all of our cooking supplies, and then up top is more tools for airing up, cutting wood, patching tires, etc. Up top, I have a Victory 4x4 shelf, and that is attached to 2 MOLLE panels, one on either side. That has been really awesome since the drawers take up a lot of the back cargo space. We still have some storage space above them, which would otherwise just be dead space. So that's kind of how we've optimized the back. I'll show you guys the inside of these drawers here. So like I said, this bottom drawer is where we keep all of our kitchen supplies. We got food, GSI kit, jet oil, all sorts of different things, seasonings, whatnot. That's the bottom drawer. And then the top drawer is mostly tools, stuff that you don't want to mix with your food and all that jazz. So this has really revolutionized our camp setup and made it super easy. So this is the side of the truck that we like to hang out on. Above me is a Taruka 180 awning. That awning's been absolutely awesome. Takes maybe a minute to set up. It's got built-in LED lights, so at night we have kind of an illuminated area we can all hang out at, even if it's raining or windy or whatever. And I've got Velcro walls that Velcro to the top of it, so I can create a space. As you can see, Trooper's enjoying himself today. Got another Sherpa MOLLE panel. That just about sums up the driver's side. All right, to wrap up the outside of the vehicle, I figured I'll show you what's under the hood. This is the factory 4-liter with the M.A.S.S supercharger. I've got the TRD cold air intake, ARB twin air compressor, which also powers the ARB locker, and a Garmin power switch. So that manages all of my accessories. That's under the hood. So moving into the vehicle, nothing too crazy. Just to organize some stuff, I went with the ICS dash mount. That houses my phone, a scan gauge, and then the Garmin Tread Overlander, which is a pretty cool device. Also, this is the device that I use to control the power switch. So I don't actually have a ton of physical switches ran to the cab of the truck. I just have switches for my air compressor, the rear locker, my rigid light bar, the big one on the roof, and then a pedal commander. So this really helps clean everything up and makes it so I just have to glance and I can see right where I'm at. On the transmission tunnel on the passenger side, I have my rugged radio GMRS 45. That's been a great radio, and that's about the interior. Up top, I have the M.A.S.S Customs lights, which are pretty cool. They go from red to white, and I've got those in the back as well. So at nighttime, we're all red and we can see everything. So that's the inside. So this was at one point a 3rd row SR5 Premium. I decided to take all the seats out of the back and build a dog platform because we typically travel with the dogs, and having this has been really great. When we don't have the dogs, it's cool to have a spot to store camera gear and camping gear, but when I have the dogs, this is their spot. This is the dog pond. Underneath, I store a lot of camp chairs. I got a Devos light, some batteries and different supplies, clothes, pillows, all that jazz. And that fits right underneath their platform, which is where they sleep at night. All right, well, that's gonna wrap up this video walk around. I'm sure I missed something, so if you guys have any questions about any of the stuff that you saw, or maybe even stuff that you didn't, feel free to leave a comment down below, and you'll also find a complete build list down below too in the description. So yeah, that's gonna wrap up this video. I appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and for more of my social links, I post a lot more on Instagram, so check out those links down below. Thanks guys, we'll see you on the next one.